Hello there and good day. My name is Mr. loGoliGi and this happens to be our very first episode. Today we'll be looking at the history of Ghana's elections and how Ghanaians have exercised their responsibilities when it comes to going to the polls and voting for a political party to assume office. The very first election that took place in Ghana happened in the year 1951, which saw the Convention People's Party under Dr. Kwame Nkrumah regime winning it. Ghana, fast forward, Ghana became a republican in the year 1960, and so that meant that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah would then become the very first president of the Republic of Ghana. In 1964, what he did was that he instituted a one-party system in the country, and so Convention People's Party became the only recognized political party in the country. Well, that didn't really sit well with a lot of others, and so the following year there was a military coup. That's the first of other four military coups the country experienced. Now, in 1969, political activity was then permitted, with the general elections followed in August, and the Progress Party, which was led by Dr. Kofi Buzia, won, and he became the prime minister of the country. The election was contested also by the National Alliance of Liberals, which was an opposition. Sorry. Moving on, in 1972, another military coup, the second of the four military coups. In 1972, there was another military coup which was led by Colonel Ignacio was a champion. He overthrew Dr. Kofi Buzia. And in 1978, he was replaced by General Frederick Ekufu, who then promised that there will be elections or a civilian rule by the middle of next year. All things seem to be called, but 2 weeks to elections to be held in June 1979, there was another military coup by Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, who assumed office in order that there would be an honest, a fair and transparent elections. The elections took place, and the People's National Party, which was led by Dr. Hillel Liman, won, and he took office and became the president in September 1979. Another coup took place, the third of the four coups that the country has experienced, also took place, and Rawlings came back to power. When he assumed office, he suspended he suspended the constitution and banned political parties. So from the year 1981 of December until November 1992, he was in office, he was in power, and the party which was in office by then was called the Provisional National Defense Council, PNDC. So in November 1992, there was a presidential elections which saw JJ winning the elections, and there was also a parliamentary elections with the NDC winning 189 of the seats, which were then 200 seats by then. Now in January 1993, he was inducted and sworn in as president, and then we had the Fourth Republic inaugurated then. In 1996 elections, President George John Rawlings contested and won again. That's for the second term. He won. His political party, the NDC, also won 163 seats out of the 200 seats. The position by then was a New Patriotic Party, but it was posed together with the People's Conventions Party. They won 66 out of the 200 seats. Now, fast forward from 1996 elections, we've had 5 other elections that has happened or that have taken place in this country. We had from 2000 to the 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016, and then we'll be having the 2020 elections. The very last election that the country had, that was the December 2016 election, was one that was very, very heated because prior to the elections, a party felt that they were cheated, and so this election was very heated. Transparency, fairness was very key in this election. Everybody was very attentive. Everybody's eye was on the ground. Everybody wanted to make sure that what the Ghanaians voted for was what was declared. And so, as usual, NPP, NDC came up with their candidates. So did the other political parties. So President Mahama and 6 other candidates, including the then Foreign Minister Nana Akufo-Addo, contested for presidency. Now, after the polls, and there was the declaration of the result, which was a very surprising one. Akufo-Addo defeated Mahama by 1 million votes. Now, in percentages, it was said that Nana Akufo-Addo won with 53.85%, defeating a Mahama who had 44.4%. Wow, that was margin. Now, the closest to Mahama, the closest to Nana Akufo-Addo was Pakosi Indom of the Progressive People's Party, who only received 1%. Now, this year won't be different from the elections we've had so far. But what makes this year very different from the previous years is that Akufo-Addo has had his fair share. President Akufo-Addo, sorry, has had his fair share of presidency. He has his fair share of an opportunity to be able to give the people what they need. His ex-president John Mahama has also had his fair share of delivering the people what they need. And so with these 2020 elections, it won't be that the people are looking out to their promises, but though it may stand, but the people will be looking at the track records of these two prominent candidates. And so join me. We will discuss and look at their manifestos. We'll look at, well, we start with the NPP, since they happen to be the party in power. We'll look at the promises they delivered, and we'll look at the promises. We look at the promises they made, and look at the promises they delivered. We also look at what the NDC also did in their tenure of office, and then we'll look at a manifesto, what promises they have for us. It will be exciting, it will be educative. Join me every Friday. I'll come your way with what the very two biggest political parties in Ghana have for us come 2020 elections, so that you out there will be able to vote rightly. My name is Mr. loGoliGi. Thank you.